Hi everyone, I'm FBP, Faith-Based Pilot. I started this channel to bring faith and truth into real conversations that matter today. If you're new here, welcome. Since this is my first video back, I want to start with something that shapes everything else: morality. Where does it really come from? I've heard people say, I'm a good person, I live by good morals, but when I dig deeper and I ask, where do you base those morals off of? Most answer something along the lines of, from my parents or from my family. Others say, well, from the law or from society. But if you trace these ideas back far enough, we don't end up at government or culture, we end up at Judeo-Christian values. I've heard people say, our morals come from the law. If it's legal, then it must be moral. But here's the thing: laws change. Slavery was once legal, segregation was once legal, abortion is legal in many places today. Did legality make those things moral? No. However, if we look at Isaiah 5:20, it warns us, "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil." God's standard rises higher than man's shifting laws. I've also heard morality comes from society. It's just what most people agree on. But societies contradict each other. One culture protects life, another sacrifices children. If morality is one only based on culture consensus, then no society could ever be judged for evil. Not even Nazi Germany. Yet deep down we know some of these things are always wrong. Romans 2:15 says God's law is written on our hearts. Some people tell me I don't need religion. As long as I'm not hurting anyone, I can live how I want. But harm isn't always immediate or obvious. Lies, adultery, greed, they don't look destructive at first, but they tear apart trust, families, and futures. Proverbs 14:12 says there is a way that seems right to a man, but in the end it leads to death. What feels right isn't always truly right. And I've also heard others say morality is just biology. It evolved to help us survive. But survival instincts can't tell us why love, justice, or sacrifice are actually good. If survival alone defines right and wrong, then the strong crushing the weak would be justified. Yet we know that's wrong. Genesis 1:27 tells us every human life has value because we're made in the image of God. Okay, let's take a step back. Judaism is one of the world's oldest monotheistic faiths and gave us the Ten Commandments, teaching justice, honesty, respect, family, community, and the sanctity of life. When Christ rose, his disciples spread his word. Christianity built on those truths. Jesus emphasized love, forgiveness, and compassion. He uniquely lifted the value of women and children in societies that often dismissed them. He treated them central to God's kingdom, highlighting their dignity and worth. Over centuries, these Judeo-Christian values shaped legal systems, cultural norms, and the very idea of human rights. So even when people say, my morals come from the law or society or evolution, they're actually borrowing it from the foundation set by Scripture. So if morality is more than shifting laws and changing culture, then it must rest on something and someone unchanging. That's the God revealed in Jesus Christ. Thanks for listening. I'm FPP, and this is where faith meets real life. If this message spoke to you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you.